Okay. On the third stream of Christmas, streamer gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a potion in a pantry. Alright. Oh, hang on. I didn't check the sound alerts before going live. Let me just check that right quick.
Hello there.
Okay, I can hear that. That works fine. I can see both chats. Game looks fine. Currently there's no sound on the game, but cross that sound bridge in a minute. I don't know if the sound effects are that loud. Voice volume? Wait, is this voiced? Is this game voiced? I'll turn each of them down 1. Okay. That's approximately where I want it on the chart of things. But I do believe that we may turn the voices down to nothing depending on what the voices are and whether I feel like voicing the characters or not. I've got water because I didn't know this game was voiced. I do kind of wish it had music for this opening section, but it's fine. I'm not even 100% sure people are awake right now. My last couple of streams have been like 6 hours later than this. It's fine though. Five more seconds. Okay, the opening ads are officially done, so allow me to welcome you into a new game, Aviary Attorney. It is a bird detective game set in France. Felt like the most appropriate 3 French hens. January 1st, 1848. The Chateau Serené of Baron Rogel. Is that Monsieur Granouille? Oh, mon Dieu. Dame Catherine, what have you done? A cat with claws. It's midday already. Where on earth is that featherhead? Well, well, look who finally decided to get up. Haven't you heard what they say about the early bird, Falcon? Ugh. Too early for worms. Pass the Cabernet Sauvignon. There'll be time for that later. We've got some business to handle first. Business? A letter arrived while you were sleeping. I haven't opened it yet. Probably just more junk mail. Go ahead, Sparrowson. You may have the honors. All right. Dear Monsieur Falcon, I am writing to you today because my daughter, Dame Cataline, has been arrested for a crime she did not commit. She is being held at Le Concierge prison on the charge of murder, no less. Her trial is in 3 days' time. I would be greatly in your debt if you would offer her your legal aid. Yours sincerely, Signor Pertois de Mao of the Demiao estate. Well, this is quite something. I know. Your first serious client in months. Not just that. The Demiao estate is well known for its exuberant wealth. Even if we cannot do much for Dame Catalan, his lordship would still reward us handsomely for our efforts. Wow, so I suppose you intend on defending Dame Catalan in court? Of course. It would be foolish to let such a good opportunity slip through our feathers. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We're going to find our kitty client at Le Concierge. Excellent. My derriere was getting tired from all this sitting around. Oh, but I better file away Signor Demiao's letter first. One moment, Falcon. Pertois' letter has been added to your evidence folder. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is this is gonna be Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, but with birds and other animals. I'm assuming because we have a a dead frog that was supposedly murdered by our cat client. I thought it was just birds. Full disclosure, I literally purchased this game with a Christmas gift card, I think, yesterday or the day before. And I only watched someone play like an hour of this game years ago. So this is... I might as well have the blind playthrough tag up. In fact, let me go add that real quick. Blind playthrough. First playthrough. Seigneur Patois de Miao has requested legal aid for his daughter, Caroline. She's being held at the concierge. You may access the evidence folder anytime by clicking suitcase. Ah! Nearly forgot my wallet. Wouldn't want to lose that. Again, I recall you losing it at the New Year's party and at Christmas. Yes, all right. No need to make a list. Falcon has picked up his wallet. 20 francs. Okay, so I got 20 francs. You may see how much money he is carrying at any time clicking the wallet symbol. Let's make a move! Okay. Welcome to the map screen. From here you can travel to any listed area by clicking on a location name or location node. Areas marked with a clock symbol take a whole day to visit. Areas with no symbol can be visited freely. So to go down... Okay, so there's a clock. Oh, it's next to the name. Oh, okay, so it's not next to the icon here. It's next to the name. So going to my offices, the aviary attorney offices, costs nothing, but it'll eat 1 day of time if I go to the concierge. A sign on the door reads, the aviary attorney offices, no case is too big or too small, no junk mail. Yeah. For centuries, the infamous concierge prison has detained the accused and condemned alike. Also, I would like to preemptively apologize if I pronounce anything wrong. I have already noticed some fairly complicated French words involved in the writing of this. So let's go to the concierge. Falcon and Sparrow step into the stone-cold foyer of the concierge prison. Sullen-faced guards and visitors linger beneath the medieval archways. Ah, the concierge! They say this is the finest prison in the whole of France. The outer walls are impenetrable, the cells are spotless, and the guards are well-mannered, well-maintained.
What do you want?
Good day, monsieur. I am here to see Dame Cataline de Miao. I am due to represent her in court.
Oh, you're her lawyer, huh? Fine, fine, follow me. Well, what are you waiting for? Keep up.
My papa hasn't forgotten about me, has he? Dame Catalan de Meow, I presume.
You arrived! The fantastic lawyer, Monsieur Falcon, and his petite assistant, Sparrowson.
Milady is knowledgeable.
Don't talk like that, Sparrowson.
Sorry. My papa told me he would only hire the best lawyer in town.
I'm flattered.
But they weren't available at such short notice, so he hired the first people in the address directory.
Yeah, you mean AA. Makes sense.
Oh.
You see, Falcon, I told you listing under aviary attorney would pay off.
Let's get down to business. Dame Catalan, could you fill us in on some details? Your father's letter was a little brief.
I can do my best. What is it that you wanted to know?
What happened on the night of the murder? Let's start at the top.
What exactly happened on the night of the murder?
Let me think. It was Friday evening. Me and my papa had arrived at Chateau Serenaire. Near the home of Great Baron Roguel. My papa spent all evening talking with Monsieur Grenouille and the Baron about his business stuff.
Business stuff? Could you be a little more specific?
Oh, business stuff?
Well, the three of them own a railway company together.
Jacko! Hello! Welcome in. Thank you for grabbing up first. How you doing? Okay, so you've got a three-way ownership of a railway, and one of the primary owners just died in mysterious circumstances, and the daughter of the second owner is being implicated. I'm thinking we've got a prime suspect. You're playing some Spyro 3 right now? Let's go, Jocko. Also, sweet. I was just saying your name the first time. Spoiler for later this week. We may also be playing some Spyro 3. For one of the days. I'll leave you to figure out what day. Wink, wink. Copycat. I picked out this list a few days ago. I picked out a full list of the games, and the only game that's potentially changing is I currently have 2 different games set for Lords of Leaping, depending on whether enough people show up or not at the time whenever I get around to streaming it. But I'm thinking about just getting a new game and saying, forget the 2 options. We're going with a third option that I don't currently own, but I'm thinking about buying for like $6. But yeah, no, if her father and the guy that was murdered are 2 out of 3 railroad barons that own the company together, my assumption is it's probably the third guy trying to get rid of his co-owners so he can take full ownership of the railway company.
So all through dinner they were talking about company shares and investments, but I didn't really understand most of it. But after dinner, this man with a camera took a photograph. That was a lot more fun.
Sorry. Man with a what took your what?
Camera, the very new gadget. A tiny bug sits in a box with a tiny paintbrush and paints your picture very fast.
Ah, yes. The modern invention of the photograph. That actually reminds me of the camera in The Color of Magic, which has a little man inside painting the pictures.
In 10 minutes, poof, you'll have a perfect picture.
Wow, technology is amazing!
I don't think the lady's explanation is right, Sparrowson.
Pshaw! Let me believe.
Still, the camera sounds like a very special device. I'll take note of it.
Camera has been added to the evidence folder. Okay, so our evidence right now is we know that there's... Ah, okay. Photographer named Robertio attended the banquet with a camera. Okay.
Please, continue, Dame Catalin.
So after we had the photograph, I went into the gardens to get some air, and that is when I found the body of Monsieur Grandouille. He was all ripped open. A housemaid saw me standing over the foggy monsieur and called for help, and then the police arrived. Before I could say anything, I ended up here. It was such a blur.
It must have been terrifying.
It wasn't so bad. My papa taught me how to be a brave cat. Was there something else you wanted to ask, Monsieur Falcon?
Tell me precisely, who was there specifically? Everyone that was there could potentially be the true culprit of this crime, assuming that you were not the culprit yourself, which is an assumption, as your lawyer, that I will have to make in order to defend you properly. Dame Catalin, who attended the banquet that evening?
Well, there was me and my papa, my dearest. Maman couldn't make it. And there was Baron Rogel, who hosted the dinner, and his housemaid, Colleen, I think she was called. Of course, there was Monsieur Grandouille, well, until he died. And there was Monsieur Robinho, Robinho, the man with the camera. But he was only there for a little while. I think that was all. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Okay, so basically the only people that were present at the dinner were the 3 people who own the railroad together, the daughter of one who's being accused, the maid of another who was the witness, and the photographer who was there briefly but left. I'm definitely getting bad vibes about the guy whose place they were at having committed the murder and then sent his maid to go be a witness to the culprit.
Did you see anything suspicious that evening, Dame Catalin?
Suspicious?
Like, maybe a guy lurking in the shadows, or a bloodied murder weapon.
Monsieur Falcon, I do believe you are looking for an easy answer.
Oh, you got me.
I did not see anything, I am afraid. That evening was very normal. The food was delicious, the conversation was boring. It was all very ordinary until the incident.
I see.
Wait, Falcon, you missed something of huge importance.
I did?
Dame Cataline, you said the food was delicious, but you didn't say what food it was.
I have a better question. You didn't say there was anyone there to cook the food, unless you're implying that the maid cooked the food as well. Surely there must have been a chef or a cook on call for the evening. You and your stomach.
Let me see. We had the poached red herring to start, garnished with garlic butter.
Just the phrase garlic butter. Mouth watering.
Go on. Then a marbled steak served perfect bloody rare.
I should have had more to eat before starting this. I didn't realize we were gonna have a full meal description. Thank you, Sparrowson. This is what I needed. Now I'm hungry.
Glorious! Falcon, write this down.
What? This can't possibly be relevant to the case.
Write it all down, please, for me.
Fine, fine.
Red herring has added to your evidence folder. Oh, yes, a red herring. I've added a red herring to my evidence. Oh, that's clever, game. And bloody rare steak has been added to the evidence folder.
Sparrowson, remind me not to let you talk to the clients on an empty stomach.
Come to think of it, I did find it a little strange that we weren't given any cutlery.
No cutlery? Even for the steak?
Nope. You would think that the great Baron of Chateau Scenery would have gorgeous silverware, but there was none to be seen.
The fish sure looks guilty. Yeah, let's go accuse the fish. It's a red herring. Bloody rare steak at the banquet. Okay. This feels like, the steak feels like it's actually going to become relevant. Like, the maid's gonna say something like, I saw her with blood dripping from her face! And then we're like, she ate a bloody steak. What do you want? Although I'm surprised there's not a... Oh, wait, maybe it hasn't given it to us yet. I was gonna say, it could be like, blood dripping from her claws! And then it's like, yeah, she ate a bloody steak. Wouldn't she use silverware for that? No, there was no silverware. Had to use her hands.
That is a little peculiar.
Was there anything else you wanted to know, Monsieur Falcon?
No, I think that will be all.
So what's the plan now, Falcon?
The way I see it, we have two tasks. We should head to Chateau Cernay and try to see the scene of the murder for ourselves. And we should try to track down this supposed photographer, Monsieur Tito de Robino.
2 days for 2 tasks. Seems doable.
But we should head back and get some rest first. We have a lot of work ahead of us.
Wait, Monsieur Falcon, before you go. You Do you believe my story, don't you?
I believe in justice.
Do I believe her or do I believe in justice? That's the real question. ... Dot's the wrong answer. ... is just saying that you specifically don't believe her. Believe in justice is the neutral answer, and believe her is obviously what she's owing. I gotta give her hope.
Of course, Dame Catalan. It is our duty as lawyers
And as gentlemen.
to have faith in your testimony. You can trust us.
Thank you both. Dame Catalan, Monsieur Gonry, Baron Rugiel, these names are all getting a bit confusing, aren't they?
Not particularly.
It is for me. I'm going to start compiling a Facebook, so you can keep track of who everyone is.
A what?
A Facebook. It's a collection of people's names, pictures, and descriptions in one easy-to-carry catalogue.
I think I understand. The name could use a little work, though.
Sparrowson started compiling a Facebook. We've got J.J. Falcon, aviary attorney himself. Sparrowson, Falcon's suave and courageous lackey. What a handsome fellow! Of course he calls himself handsome in his own book.
And it'll be extremely popular until middle-aged people start using it for conspiracy theories.
Okay, so this is her father. So we've got Catalin de Miao, the elegant bourgeois daughter of Signor Pertois de Miao. She has been accused of murdering Monsieur Granouille. We got Pertois de Miao, the wealthy father of Dame Catalan. Pertois hired us to defend Dame Catalan in court. Quark, an ill-mannered jailkeeper, seems to feel disgusted for criminals and for animals in general. And Granouille, the froggy businessman who was found murdered at Chateau Serenaire, colleague of Pertois and Rogiel. I'm surprised I don't have Rogiel, because Rogiel feels like someone that I should have a solid... As the third owner of the railroad with these two, he feels like the prime suspect in my mind, at least, currently. You can access a list of people you have met at any time by clicking the book symbol.
Let's make a move.
Okay. It's a new day. Game saves automatically at the start of each new day. You can also quick save anytime by selecting Save and Quit from the menu. Access the pause menu by clicking the cog symbol in the upper left corner or by pressing the escape key. So we can go back to the concierge because we've been there, and we can go to our office. But now we have the chateau where the scene of the murder is, where we can talk to the Baron and investigate the crime scene, or we have the home of Robertito, the photographer. I kind of want to go to the photographer in case something happens to him, but I also want to go to the murder scene in case someone does a little bit of tidying up around the murder scene. I don't know if it's time sensitive which one I do first. I'm going to go to the murder scene first, and then go to the photographer. An impressive manor house with an immaculate garden. Falcon and Sparrowson enter the countryside, enter the courtyard outside Chateau Sirenaire. People with dirty clothes and gaunt faces linger around the building's shadows. Excusez-moi, monsieurs. I do not mean to be a pain, but my little girl and I are sick and starving, see? I don't suppose you'd happen to have some spare change? You have 20 francs in your wallet. What will you do? I'll give a franc. Here you go. Stay safe, madame. Many thanks to you, monsieur. That was pretty generous of you, Falcon. Times are tough. Making sure a mother and child have something to eat is the least I can do. But what am I doing, standing here moralizing? Come on, Sparrowson. We've got business to attend to. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the pristine wood-paneled foyer of Chateau Sirenaire. Okay, so I'm curious as to what animal Baron Rogel is, because we've got a cat and a frog. Who's the third? Who's going to be our third of the Railroad Baron trio? Mother and her bouncy daughter who begged us for money outside Chateau Sirenaire. That's Sultan and Gambade. Whoa, look at this place. Baron Rogel must be loaded. And yet he can't afford silverware. More than loaded. When it comes to lucrative investments, the Baron is a legend. Factories, chocolate shops, hotels, railroads, the Baron owns a little bit of everything. This side of the Seine. Seine? Is he here right now? Yes, he's the smug-looking chap with the impressive mane. Oh, is he a lion? But we must approach a man of his stature with tact and finesse. Hey, Baron! We'd like a word with you! How's that? Sparrowson, you have the finesse of an inebriated warthog. You can thank me later. I think I got his attention. Did I hear my name? Great Baron Rogel, property owner extraordinaire at your service. And who might you fellows be? More investigators? We're attorneys. That's one fabulous lion. Of course he is. He's well-to-do. He owns a little bit of everything this side of the river whose name I can't pronounce. Welcome in, Barrett. Not quite. I am private attorney J.J. Falcon, and this is my associate, Sparrowson. Hey Jocko, hey Ninja, hey Random Lurker. Random Lurker is my favorite chat member. Nah, just kidding. I don't pick favorites. No! Oh, Jocko's gone lurking. Just to curry favor. I see. Checks Jocko. Lawyers, eh? You know you aren't the first to have passed through here today. Oh. Yes, this chumpy, twitchy fellow came by this morning. Asked a bunch of questions and hopped away before he heard the answers. Most curious. Do you know who he was, Sparrowson?
Perhaps. I have a hunch. Sorry. I have a hutch. Sorry, a hunch. We'll be seeing him at the trial.
Friend of yours?
Something like that.
Opposing counsel?
Very likely.
So what may I do for you, messieurs? We're doing some research on Monsieur Grenouille, the frog who was killed here on Friday evening. Ready to feel old? Oh no. Oh, that's not that bad. Okay. I was over here thinking you were going to tell me it's been like 1,000 years since the fall of the Roman Empire. Feels like yesterday. Is that some new show? Something like that, Jocko. Closer to 2040 than we are 2000. Ooh, that's a fun fact. Frog was killed here on Friday evening. Of course. Such a tragedy. He was a good friend and a loyal business partner. I suppose you, messieurs, will be wanting to see the crime scene for yourself. Baron Rugal, Great Lion, Chateau, reputably ruthless businessman. Ready to feel really old? 2020 was over 2 decades ago? Aw, man. I forgot to celebrate the anniversary. Let's go see the crime scene. Actually, yes, that would be fantastic. Well, be my guest. You will find the garden where the murder occurred through the back doors. You may also be interested in the lounge on the 2nd floor, 3rd door to the right.
That would be where we gathered for a group photograph prior to the... unfortunate incident.
Oh, can we see the finished photograph?
I'm afraid not. It is my understanding that a photograph must be developed before it can be viewed. It is a slow process. My own copy of the photograph is to be delivered in 3 days' time.
Well, considering tomorrow would be Tuesday's time, it's probably not going to be done developing when we go to talk to the photographer, so he's not going to necessarily be able to give us a lot of information unless the photograph gets finished developing early, which is kind of the reason I saved him of the two options between going to check out the murder scene and talk to the photographer. I figured murder scene first, photographer second, because there's a possibility that the photograph isn't going to be done developing until tomorrow anyway. It might not even be done tomorrow. That's no good to us. The trial may be over by then.
Nevertheless, we appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Baron. No trouble at all. I'll be here to see you out when you're done with your investigation.
Shall we go? So where shall we go first? Let's check out the garden. That's where the murder happened. Dame Catelyn
said that she found Monsieur Granly on the stairs by the fountain. So this must be the very spot where the murder took place.
Hey, Falcon. Do the crime scene investigation thing.
The crime scene investigation thing?
Yeah, you know. That thing where you get all eagle-eyed and analyze every object in excruciating detail.
You mean search for evidence?
Yeah, do that.
It's not a bad suggestion. Wouldn't be the first time the Parisian police have missed something right under their noses.
A bird would go outside first. Sorry, is that insensitive? Oh. Not at all, Moo. Not at all. Listen, I'm trying to... I came here to investigate the murder scene before anything got tampered with as quickly as possible. So, I wanted to go straight out to the murder scene. No outdoors, garden, bird shenanigans required. How you been? I know it's been a while since we've chatted. Did you have a good Christmas? In investigation mode, you are free to examine the scenery of the room. Click an item of interest and Falcon will examine it on closer detail. When you have had enough, or when you can find nothing else to examine, click on the X in the top right corner. Select the area to examine. So we've got statues on the left and right, the fountain in the middle. Oh, hang on, there's a little stairway pocket.
Dried blood on the staircase. This must be where Monsieur Granly died.
Do you see any bloody footprints? Oh! Or maybe a name scrawled in blood written with the frog's last breath? A name written in blood with the frog's last breath? What do you think this is? Danganronpa? Or Phoenix Wright? Oh, I guess it is Aviary Attorney. Probably Phoenix Wright. I've been good. You? Christmas has been good, nice, quiet, like work? That sounds nice. I've been doing all right for myself. Had a lovely Christmas. A very exhausting Christmas Eve. But exhaustion always comes when you're hanging out with nephews and nieces and all that stuff. Mam's got a fam to provide for. For real, though. Yesterday was busier for you? Yeah. To be fair, my sister's family alternates which side of the family to celebrate with on Christmas Eve versus day after Christmas, the second day of Christmas. So this year just happened to be Christmas Eve, but next year it'll be the 26th. Will be the more exhausting day. Wistful thinking. All I'm seeing here is a big sticky puddle of blood. I should clarify that's blood. Nothing to indicate that the body was moved, or that the frog left a last-minute clue. Good old bout of child throwing. Sounds about right. Sticky puddle. Homie needs to get that checked out. Thank you, Barrett. I can always trust you to take it there. There's nothing to indicate that the body was moved or that the frog left a last-minute clue. All I can make out from that bloody mess is that Monsieur Granouille was attacked and killed on the staircase. This fountain is finely crafted. Solid carved marble. That can't have been cheap. Since this is a murder investigation, I think it is getting checked out. Exactly! Thank you, Moo. I see nothing but water in the bottom of the lower basin. It's a shame we can't see inside the upper basin from here. That would be a perfect place to quickly stash a murder weapon. That's actually not a terrible line of reasoning. We ought to wade in and take a closer look, just to be sure. Yeah, I suppose we should. Oh, I apologize. I wasn't being direct enough. What I meant to say was, Sparrowson, go wade into the fountain and take a closer look inside the upper basin. Me? No way. If you want to go wading, do it yourself. I am a respectable lawyer. You can't expect me to roll up my trousers and paddle around in a fountain like a duck at a lake. Hey! Barrett, thank you so much for the gift sub. Moo, enjoy your gift sub. Make good or evil use of the emotes. however you so choose. You didn't catch that his name was Sparrows until now? Yeah, there's definitely a Sherlock Holmes and Watson type dynamic going on, but then also there's Aviary Attorney is obviously a reference in a lot of ways to Ace Attorney. It's just a good fun goof game.
Well, yeah, well, you don't pay me enough to justify getting my sweet threads wet. Look, there's only one reasonable way to settle this. We'll flip for it.
Flip for it?
Yep, I'll flip this 1 franc coin. You call the outcome, get it wrong, and you go for a swim. So what'll it be, heads or tails? Napoleon face or plaid squiggles?
Tails never fails.
Plant squiggles? It's called a wreath, Sparrowson. Sure, I'll bet on the plant squiggles.
Here I go. It's heads. Should have gone with old Emperor, Falcon.
Gah, fine, hold my shoes.
Falcons, you really should learn how to spot a rigged coin flip.
Sparrowson! How dare you!
Also, if he's Sparrowson, is he not a sparrow that's a son of a sparrow? An odd hearing sweet threads in Victorian context. The odder one was Facebook. We have a book of faces. It's called a Facebook. This is our Facebook. Though how he got photographs of all these characters when the camera is such a new invention and it takes multiple days to process the photos. Well, that just makes sense, my good man. Of course. I'm down to 19 francs because I gave one to the beggar woman.
I almost feel bad for cheating. Almost. Ah, you're back. Had a good swim?
No, I'm a bird, not a fish. But I did find a mysterious item in the upper basin. It's no murder weapon, though. Looks like the sheath of a knife.
What is it? It's brown and sticky. Smells weird. Don't tell me that you picked up a...
Oh no, it's a cigar. Okay.
Very wet cigar, but possibly belonging to Baron Rogel, correct? But that shouldn't be too surprising. It is his house, after all.
I'll stash it in the evidence folder, just in case.
Oh, they're clearly hand-drawn? Sparrowson's a good artist, then. Those hand-drawn... What did I think it was, or what did Sparrowson think it was? I don't know what Sparrowson thought it was. I thought it was like a dagger sheath. It's what it looks like. to me, but I can see it now. This is the label essentially of the like cigar brand, and then this is the end that fell off the front. Scar's been added to the evidence folder.
Is there anything else we need to do here?
Another beautifully made horse statue.
You know, my uncle once had a horse that refused to eat hay.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yep, eventually we realized that it was just filling up on horse hors d'oeuvres.
Ugh. Terrible. A horse statue. This one has a goofy face.
Reminds me of a joke. Horse walked into a bar and the barkeep says,
Why the long face? Yes, we've all heard that one.
What? No, the barkeep says, You've got to stop coming here. You're drinking us under the stable.
I think it's time to rein in the horse jokes.
You know what else it's time for? It's time for the hourly ad break. So we're gonna pause the gameplay, as we typically do, to let the ads run for anyone here that's not subscribed. And I'm gonna use this opportunity to go refill on a cup of tea. Take care of whatever you need to take care of. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. So use this opportunity. Bathroom breaks, refill drinks, all that good stuff. Sparrison thinking. Okay. I'm sure he was. Good timing. I have to shower before work. Great timing. See you guys on the other side of the ad break. And in case you head off to work before I get back, or rather if you don't come back after your shower, have a good day at work, Moo. And I appreciate you popping in. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, I have returned. What did I miss in chat during the ad break? Still be here, but I'll be less active. Getting paid while lurking. Don't think I'll be watching at work. Just brushing hair and says, yeah. Well, thank you. Again, thank you for being here. Let's check the statue at the top of the stairs here.
A finely crafted horse statue. The mane almost looks lifelike.
Would you say it behooves you to stroke it?
No, I would not. Baron Rugel certainly likes his horse statues.
I don't mind the horse statues, but the little cherub people creep me out. Babies should be waddling, not attempting saddleless horseback riding.
I don't think there's anything else. I don't know if I could try the old Flash game point and click hack. If I can, it's not working. Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy is on sale. I actually already own I already own Bennett Foddy. No, I already own Getting Over It. For anyone who has any joy left in their soul. I actually just finished drinking my gingerbread joy, so I'm out of joy. Game will surely squash it out. Spoilers for upcoming 12 Days of Christmas. We may be getting over it for one of the days, and it's probably not the day that you're thinking of. Don't think there's anything else to examine here.
I think we're done here.
Good call. But are you sure you don't want to take another dip? We still have time.
Don't push your luck.
Oh, are you the maid? We've got a giraffe maid.
Second floor, third door on the right. This must be the room where the photograph was taken.
Psst! Hey, Falcon! Did you see that?
See what?
That housemaid totally just did something shifty.
You don't even know the song anymore, so you're surprised no matter what comes up. I feel that.
Shifty?
I think she just pocketed something from that drawer. You should totally call her out on it.
Excuse me, mademoiselle.
Ah! Yes? Are you two policemen?
No. We're private attorneys. My name is J.J. Falcon.
And I'm Sparrowson.
Oh, how rude of me. My name is Colleen hot. So, what can I help you, messieurs, with today?
We're investigating the murder took place last week. Do you mind if we ask you a couple of questions?
That's fine. Let me just grab a chair. That's better. What was it you wanted to ask?
Is there something we should know? You were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers.
Is there something we ought to know? Anything you need to confess?
No. I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama of last week.
A little bit of pressure.
Are you sure there isn't anything you're hiding?
It's okay to tell us we're defense attorneys. That means we help people get away with criminal acts.
Sparrison! That is not what defense attorneys do. Right, and... Wait, what? No, that's not an accurate job description, Sparrison.
It isn't? Oh, what do we do then?
I'll tell you later.
It really is.
Honestly, messieurs, I have nothing to hide. Was there something else you wanted to ask?
Is this where the photograph was taken? We're looking for the room where the photograph was taken prior to the incident. Would you happen to know whether this is the right room?
Oh yes, you're in the right place. I saw the photography session for myself. Let's see, the cameraman was standing just about where you're standing, actually, Monsieur Falcon.
And where was the camera pointed?
Right at the clock, above the mantelpiece. The Baron insisted on using that very location.
Oh, did he now? The Baron insisted on a photo taken with a clock in the background so that he could have an alibi for the exact time of the murder compared to the time of the photograph. Really now? I get how that is. But in order for the alibi to work, because the daughter is also in that photo, she also has to be innocent, as innocent as the Baron himself is.
Now that I'm looking at it, something isn't right about that clock.
I know, the painting on it totally clashes with the decor.
No, the clock is missing hands. There's no hands on the clock. How do you tell time with a handless clock? I was thinking along more obvious lines. Oh, it legitimately has no hands! It legitimately has no hands. I was just saying that because I thought it was an art style choice. The clock has no hands!
Oh, that clock never had hands. In all the years I've worked here, I think Baron Rigel just keeps it around as a conversational piece.
Well, we're conversing about it, so I guess it's working.
That's a peculiar detail, though. I'll make note of it.
Missing clock hands have been added to your evidence folder. Okay, so what do we have in the evidence folder? We got the red herring, obviously. But now we've got clock in the lounge has no hands. And a cigar found in the fountain in the garden. You needed to wade into the fountain to reach it.
Is there something else you wanted to ask?
That will be all. No further questions. Thank you, mademoiselle. You've been a huge help.
No problem, messieurs.
Actually, there is something. I know you two...
Actually, there is something. I know you two saw me stealing as you came in. I appreciate that you didn't give me the 3rd degree about it.
I certainly tried, but the game wouldn't let me get any more 3rd degree than I was trying.
You see, I'm trying to save up for to follow my dreams, and well, never mind, I'm rambling.
No problem, mademoiselle. To be honest, we have much larger crime to worry about. Though I should probably ask, I don't suppose you've been stealing anything else? Silverware, perhaps?
Ah, you know about that? Yeah, I suppose that was me. Started with a couple of teaspoons. Didn't think the Baron would miss those. But, well, yeah, I suppose the habit got a little away from me.
That's one mystery solved, at least. The missing silverware has been added to the evidence. There it is, missing silverware. The housemaid confessed to stealing the silverware.
I would appreciate it if you didn't tell the Baron. He's been really kind, and I would hate to break his trust.
I see.
So where's the next big bird? So where to next, big bird?
Well, we've explored the lounge and the garden. I guess let's go back to the main hall. Did you monsieurs have a good look around? I trust everything was in order. We had a good look, thank you, Baron. But we actually have some questions for you. Please, ask away. I have nothing to hide. Tell us about the night of the murder. Baron Rogel, I would like to ask about your activities on the night of the murder. Ho-ho! Am I in trouble? Presently, you are suspect number 1 in my books. We will see. That remains to be seen. Does it now? I don't particularly care for your tone. I'm just asking questions, Baron. If you have nothing to hide, then you should be able to give a straight answer. Listen well, garçon. I make more money in 10 minutes than you make in a week. I pay exorbitant amounts of taxes to the government so that law lackeys like you can keep your cozy jobs. And yet you have the audacity to waltz into my own home and accuse me of being a murderer? Have 10 seconds to get off my property, or I will ensure that the next trial you attend will be your own. Well, that could have gone better. Don't say anything.
What was it you told me when we went in? Let's act with tact and finesse. What was it you called me? A drunken warthog?
I said inebriated. But yes, I don't need this. I'm going back to the office.
All right, let's go to the photo studio.
So, this is the studio of the famous photographer, shall we not?
Wait, there's a note on the door. The magnificent and marvelous artist, Monsieur Rabito di Rabino, is currently out on an artistic expedition. He shall return when his muse sees fit.
When his muse sees fit? What does that even mean?
I think it means that he is a pretentious bird brain. But in any case, the artist seems to be out. What shall we do now?
Knock anyway.
Alright, I don't see the harm. Nope, doesn't look like he's in, Falcon.
We're not breaking and entering. Nothing else to do. Let's make a move.
I hate the feeling of a wasted trip. Is there really nothing else we can do?
We must respect the note. Can't just ignore a note, Sperrison.
If you say so.
We'll have to come back later, if there is still time.
Right. I was just... No! We're going to be late. We have to head to the trial. Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico of the Palace de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grand Instance. Ugh. Are you nervous, Falcon?
Oh, extremely. Of course I'm nervous. We're woefully underprepared for this case. 2 days. We only had 2 days to prepare. How are we expected to get anything done in that time frame?
Calm your feathers, Falcon. We can do this. Monsieur Falcon, Petit Sparrowson, is there anything you need me to do?
No, we've got a handle on things.
Falcon was just telling me how confident he was in the case. That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through.
Let's move along, fellas.
I will be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon. We will. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready. All right, settle down, everyone. Settle down. Is everybody here? J.J. Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Rupert Rabbington, present. The readiest prosecution, Your Honor. No, that's not it. Gosh, where are my notes? Ha! I knew it!
Knew what?
Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all of my classes.
Oh? Was he smart?
Psst, no. He always scored the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bumbled through the final exams on the luck with his 2 rabbit feet.
Yes, and who scored the worst on the exams?
Oh, that was me, of course. Wait, no, hang on. Unless he improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag.
That's good to know. But say, Sperrison, Rupert scored second lowest marks in the class. Who scored the lowest?
I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Yeah, here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Are the jury all present?
All present and accounted for, Your Honor.
Hey, Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8?
Oh, those two birds with the funny hats are assessors, the associate judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Cataline de Mial. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand.
Oh, gosh. Oh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Valerti, to the witness stand.
Inspector Valerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. As you will, Your Honour. I swear to speak without hatred, without fear, to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Monsieur, no, Inspector, please state your, name and occupation for the record.
My name is Inspector Justy Valerti. I am a servant of the law, a scourge to the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridin killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Why, when I was a wee lad... Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honour, of course.
Oh, great. I was hoping we could have one of those bumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with the lawfully goody two-shoes. I bet this guy would turn in his own mother if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case?
That is correct. I was also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime.
Then perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival?
Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Rogel. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Cataline de Mial. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Granry with his blood on her paws.
Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions, Your Honor.
Bloody paws? Nobody told me that detail.
Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. This is your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony.
Of course. I know about this. You may begin your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon.
Cross-examine the witness to find flaws in his testimony. Select a key phrase that you find suspicious so Falcon will press the witness for information. Ask the right question to bring the truth to light. Avoid pressing for pointless details. The judge and jury don't like having their time wasted. Select a statement to question. Blood on her paws. The housemaid, scene of the crime, found Dame Caroline standing over the sliced open corpse, blood on her paws.
Inspector, you say Dame Cataline had blood on her paws. Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict.
Of course, littering is a crime. Of course. Of course he would bring someone in for littering. Littering is a crime. See, you get it. Whose blood was it?
Whose blood was it? Ha! What a question! 'Tis Monsieur Grenouille's, of course. How can you be sure?
I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. Blood on Dame Catalin's paws could have only belonged to one person, Monsieur Grenouille. Judge, Falcon is trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions.
I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Monsieur Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect the blood belonged to someone other than Monsieur Grenouille?
In fact, I do. I do, Your Honor. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blood on Dame Catalin's paws had nothing to do with the murder.
This is foolish time wasting. Falcon, if the blood on Dame Catalin's paws didn't come from the victim, then where did the blood come from?
A bloody stake!
Take that!
On the evening of the murder, Dame Catalin ate a bloody rare steak.
Is this true, Monsieur Rabington?
In a matter of, speaking, I suppose the steak may have been on the, menu.
Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well...
Wait, don't answer that, Inspector.
It is a possibility.
Behold, waves the super red cut of meat. Just pick up a bloody steak and just fling it around the courtroom. But you failed to address the steak in the room. I could have also said that it came from the red herring, but I don't think that would have worked. I don't think the red herring would work as great evidence. I don't know what gives me that impression.
No!
Intriguing, pretty convincing. Getting a little favor with the jury.
So, Inspector Valerti, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater?
Now hold on 1 minute, Falcon. You're overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Catalin is an elegant, bourgeois kitten. She has no doubt brought up with, flawless etiquette and, perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand and a knife in her right, like any proper, civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood on her paws with such good manners?
Oh, that is quite a good question. Or at least, it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. But as it happens, something was missing from this particular banquet, something that forced Dame Catalin to eat with her paws. The silverware!
This is a high stakes kind of case. Absolutely. I mean, it's a murder trial. What do you expect? Oh, high stakes. Oh, no. Oh. I get it. Oh, I missed the pun. Oh, that took me a moment. It's throwing cutlery around. How can I throw cutlery around if there's no cutlery? The whole point is there's no cutlery. Am I throwing the lack of cutlery around? The silverware was all stolen.
Dame Catalin was forced to eat steaks with her paws because Barrett took the cutlery. I mean, the silverware has been stolen from the household previously.
Oh, I stole the cutlery. That's why there wasn't cutlery? Got it. Wasn't the maid, it was me.
Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report.
We weren't aware of anything missing from the Rogale residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happens, Baron Rogale approached us about this very subject last night.
Ah,
Innocent, perhaps? What a twist! Gain a little favor with the jury. Let's go. We got favor with the jury. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak, misplaced silverware. Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report?
Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you, I am the most thorough investigative officer in the force.
Then it is amazing that the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all. Oof! Ooh! Judge is not pulling punches with that one.
heh.
Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case.
Fine, so be it, messieurs, until next time.
You're cooking, by the way? Be sure to use all the silverware. All the stolen silverware. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready? Yes, of course, Your Honor. I call upon, let's see, Monsieur Robertito Rubino, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Robertito Rubino, please approach the stand and recite the oath.
How does it go again? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So cliche, but be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record? As if anybody in the score does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Roberto Robinito, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'art. Tu es un pépère. You may have seen my work in hit magazine La Branche and Chauette. I can send you tweets if you like.
What on earth is a tweet?
Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon. It's the 19th century. Get with the times already.
Oh, I thought it was something to do with the letter X for some reason.
Yes, your work's very impressive, Monsieur Rubito. But let's get down to business. Could you tell us your activities were on the night of the murder? Very well. I was hired by Baron Rogale to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening, pointed my camera, and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. I then billed Baron Rogale and left. Like a true artist. And, with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so that you could all see for yourself. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer look. I'm sorry.
the daughter was in here, for one. Two, the clock's hands have been missing for as long as she's worked there. So why are there hands on the clock right now? Photography is brand new and you're already doctoring photographs? Excuse me? My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see, who do we have here? In the middle, we see Baron Rogel, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, we see Signor Patoir de Miao, the father of the defendant, Dame Catalan, and finally we see the housemaid, Culin Duhat, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. How long ago was the murder? I want to say it was 3 days? Because we had 2 days to investigate. We had 3 days pass. We went to the lady in jail, talked to her. Then we went to the murder scene, investigated that. And then we went to the Photoshop guy, and he had a sign on his door, and we just ignored the place because we weren't going to break into his house because we're not criminals. We're lawyers. As you can see, 2 people are clearly absent from the photograph. First is the victim, Monsieur Granouille, and the second is the defendant, Dame Catalan de Mel. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Monsieur Remington. This proves nothing. Sure, the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean that they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon. I'm not done yet. The prosecution may continue. How long did they say it took to develop film? The lion, the Baron, said that his copy was not arriving for 3 days when I was at his place. So, if he meant 3 days from the photograph, then today would be the day that the photo was fully developed and he would get his copy. But, if he meant 3 days from when I was talking to him, he still has another, 2 days to wait before he gets his photo. Or at least a day. Behind the photograph subjects, you see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is this time significant? Well, as Inspector Voltieri told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the same time of the murder, save for Dame Catalan herself. Falcon, something is fishy. I think it's the red herring. Wait, no. In the jail cell, Dame Catalan told us that she was present when the photograph took place. But I don't see her in Rabina's photograph. Exactly.
What? That's true. But I can't use Dame Catalan's testimony as evidence. Has too little weight. If I want to prove that Monsieur Rabino's photograph is not a valid piece of evidence, I will have to dish out evidence of my own. Your Honor, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, you may proceed.
It's a waste of time, if you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence.
Set up my camera, captured the beauty of the event in magnificent photograph, then I build Baron and left. Photograph.
Let's take a closer look at this photograph. Just to clarify, Monsieur Rubinio, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not?
That is correct. The photograph process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies.
That is most curious.
Sounds like the photo may have been taken on an early date. No. Ooh, I like where your head's at. Except the maid said that the clock hands have been missing for as long as she's worked there. So for her to be in the photo and there be hands on the clock means that the photo must be faked.
That is most curious, because I see a mistake.
A mistake? Impossible! I just told you, monsieur. The camera is a perfect unbiased device. Photographs it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing, mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific?
Certainly.
Click the area of the photograph you believe is mistaken.
The maid was not in the
No, just kidding. The, clock.
The clock in this photograph. There is something not right about it.
Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the, key piece of evidence that implicates his client.
Don't give me that tone, Monsieur Rabington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. The clock has no hands! The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing to 7 and 6.
That much is self-evident.
Which is most curious because the clock in the lounge of the Chateau Cinre has no hands.
It has no hands?
The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask the Baron Rogel or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Rubino, how do you explain this discrepancy?
Those clock are the...
Here!
You gotta be careful with clocks, though. Phoenix Wright teaches us, you can murder people with clocks. In fact, you can murder someone with the same clock multiple times. I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera's flawless.
There is no mistake, monsieur. The photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world.
Maybe there was an error in the printing process?
An error precisely where the clock hands should be. Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Rabino, edited this photograph.
Edited?
I am no expert, but I suspect you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph, just to simplify the editing process.
Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing?
Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photographed subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Rabino created a perfect alibi.
That's true. Are you saying even a broken clock can kill twice in the same day? Yes, even a broken clock can kill twice in the same day. Exactly.
Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting? And why was Monsieur Robinio coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence! Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Rubino.
Fine, you got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Grenouille? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs. And yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered? By whom? I dare not say. Monsieur Rubino, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You have pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I shall name no names. His claws? Did you hear, Falcon? That is most unfortunate. I'm calling it the lion. Oh, absolutely. I've been calling it the lion since before I even knew he was a lion. Because, fun fact, Moo, Pertoir de Miao, Grenouille, and Baron Rogel are co-owners of a railroad, and they were discussing like stocks and trades and stuff related to their railroad business at the party. So it's very peculiar that the Baron here posed all of this stuff at his manor, and Grenouille, one of the three business partners, was murdered, and the daughter of one of the other business partner is implicated in that murder, with his maid happening to walk out just at the right time to witness her standing by the body, so that the maid could then get everything called up nice, neat, and tidy. And so you have one business partner murdered, the other business partner ruined because his daughter is implicated for murder, and suddenly Baron Rogel's the sole owner of the booming railroad business. And he's only gotten more suspicious since then. Monsieur Rubino, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the ancient regime, after all. But since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course. I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failures as an artist. Good day, messieurs. Hostile takeover. Oh, pretty convincing. Intriguing. Getting a little favor with the jury. Nice. Hostile takeover. Is it so he could get all the shares of the business? Cracks whip? Why are you cracking a whip? So, the clock hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. Photograph still depicts Dame Catelyn as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Monsieur Remington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. Torture the name out of the... No, we're not part of the ancient regime. Were you not paying attention to the judge? Shan't do something as barbaric as torture. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Catelyn was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. So basically, he probably covered Dame Catelyn with the maid, and the maid committed the murder on behalf of her boss, the Baron. which is why the maid was sort of hunched over in the photo a little. Torture the name out of the bird, but I am. You're gonna torture the name out of the bird. Well, I can't stop you, but if you do get the name, do tell us. Yes. Yes. Hence, cracks whip. Fair enough. That makes sense. We know that the witness is trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So, what are you saying, Falcon? That the housemaid paid off the photography, or was it Signor Pertois de Miao, perhaps? Remington! Why would you jump to the person who's clearly suffering for cash and her own father throwing her under the bus? And not the... This is why you got second to lowest grades in law school. I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Signor Pertois to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely you're not suggesting that the honest and beloved Baron Rogel desperately tried to frame Dame Catelyn? The man threatened my own life for even suggesting as such. As a possibility. I believe him more than capable. Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Monsieur Remington, I am not here to throw accusations. That's your job as prosecutor. However... Mayhaps I should offer my opinion. But Baron, it's not time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? I suppose that's fine. Very good. And I trust that the defense has no objections? No objections here? Fantastic. Oh, but before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Oh, okay, Baron Rogel. On the, night of the initial dinner went magnificently. Yeah, nobles couldn't be corrupt at all. Next you'll say there are people too, like the poor. Foolish peasants! Alas! They are not worthy to stand in the presence of Baron Rogel! We're 2 hours in, coming up on the second ad break. I gotta take another break myself. See you guys in about 3 minutes, give or take. While the ads run. Take care of whatever you need to take care of. You're off to work? Alright. Have a good day at work, Moo. Thanks for sticking around. Always a pleasure to see you. Good luck. I would like to go on record to say that I apologize if there is any chewing. During the ad break, I decided to indulge slightly to my hunger. I ran all the way out to France, picked up croissant and some brie. Had myself a little snack. Man got some food. It's gonna nom. Oh no, I already nommed. I'm just finishing the chewing part. Brie's a fairly soft cheese, but still need to chew the croissant. The initial dinner was magnificent. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Granry left to visit the garden. Dame Catalan followed behind him moments later. Ségur, Patois, Monsieur Rabineau, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Granry and Dame Catalan. That would be when I heard her cry for help.
Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there.
I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, garçon? You threatened my very livelihood for even suggesting a hint of doubt. I am more than willing to doubt you in the actual court. I mean, I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well, then. Hit me with your best shot. Let us establish the absolute certainty that I, Baron Rogel, am an honest man. The defense may proceed with the cross-examination.
Okay, this is going to be harder. Dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Granwy left to visit the garden. Dame Catalan followed behind a few moments later. My housemaid discovered the pair just after the photographer left, called for help.
Baron, we saw the murder scene in your garden for ourselves. What's with all the horses? I mean, when was the last time you visited it? Baron Rogel, when was the last time you ventured into your own garden?
Take your best shot.
All right.
As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say?
Indeed.
That's not right. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny.
Oh, and why is that?
Because we have hard evidence that you have visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court this so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden. The very brand of cigar that you're smoking currently. was found in the garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin, right beside where the murder occurred.
A cigar? That, it could belong to anybody, and...
Prosecutor, please. Quiet thyself, I can speak for my own.
Oh, sorry, Baron.
That is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years. But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on that evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. Must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin.
You see, Falcon? Perfectly reasonable explanation.
I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be assessed with great inconvenience on my own personage.
And a little paddling.
It was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is, that you, Baron Rogel, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. I did what now? And what illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine. Let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Rogel, murdered Monsieur Granouille. That is what you are trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of murder? How shamelessly brazen.
That is a ridiculous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless and you have no evidence. No, means, motive, or opportunity.
No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Remington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Rogel as the prime suspect.
Let's be honest. If he wanted to actually hide it, he'd have taken it and placed it in his ashtray, right? I think it's implying that he was in a hurry. But still, it's goofy to hide it in the same room as the scene of the murder. It's not like it's the murder weapon. Where humans have big brain.
You want the means? The Baron certainly has the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Rabinio confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws. Ridiculous. I would never threaten a man with violence.
Never threaten a man with violence? You threatened me with violence just 2 days prior, for even suggesting the idea that someone else could possibly have committed the murder.
You want motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's shares of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous. And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handleless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, if it must be said. Prosecutor, are you going to just let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something! Object! Oh, you're pitifully useless. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to properly dispose of it. So out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Signor Patois de Miao, since that would ensure total control of his railway company. Alas, Dame Catelyn was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is outrageous, Judge. I demand that you disbar this ranting lunatic. No, there is only one outrage here. That is, that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind. How dare you, garçon? The utter nerve for a lying lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous. I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeoisie. I am a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You incredulous whelp! I ought to gut you right here and now, like that frog!
Could someone please restrain the Baron?
I'm on it, Your Honor.
Get him, Quark!
Let's go, old man, to the concierge with you.
Don't you touch me, you filthy jackdaw! I can walk myself!
This is quite the turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add?
Well, in a matter of, speaking, well, to be honest, no.
Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask that the animals of the court please be patient in this time.
Falcon, that was pretty incredible.
Thank you. I just hope it was enough.
What do you mean? You just proved Carolyn's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure.
Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system.
What's that?
I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Catelyn's innocence. All I've done is demonstrate that there is significant possibility that she is not guilty.
I'm not sure I understand the difference.
We have reached a decision. In light of the recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. Note, we unanimously find the defendant Dame Catelyn to be guilty. Take her to the cell. Not guilty. Not guilty!
Monsieur Falcon, Petit Sparrowson, you did it.
You actually got me with that. Ah, got him. I suppose we did, didn't we? We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. You did it, Falcon. I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement.
I'm so proud of you both.
I'll get a bottle of wine, 3 of our least dirty glasses. I'm sorry. Could you clean a few glasses? Then we won't have any dirty glasses that will...
You were amazing, Monsieur Falcon.
Oh, it was nothing.
I very much liked the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius.
Wait, what? Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just worked at unveiling the truth, given the facts of the case.
Monsieur Falcon, there is no need to play coy. The case is over.
Play coy? She's actually guilty.
Oh yes, I absolutely gutted that frog.
Good job, you defended the killer. Great, thanks.
Don't tell me you're actually being sincere.
I'm completely lost.
Oh wow, I thought the goody thing was an act. But you actually don't know. Alright, I'll spell it out for you. I committed a frogicide. I murdered Monsieur Granwy. I saw him in the garden all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal, just the business, you understand.
Business? Hey, I did my job real well. I defended the murderer. Just like... business? Just like Sparrowson said.
To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said that the drunk old frog was the weakest link.
Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Rogel's cigar butt hidden in the garden.
Oh, I put that there.
Peck her eyes out. Sparrowson, quick! Peck her eyes out! Show her we mean business.
Oh, I would not do that. There's a reason that cats are known for eating birds.
Perhaps we let her go then.
A wise decision, monsieur. I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris finest. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robino's photograph was edited. It was edited. I wasn't in the picture. I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Granwy in the garden. But Papa knew I needed an alibi. So he ordered Monsieur Robino to paint me over Baron Rogel and to add hands to the clock. But the lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering the photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly.
So his claws was actually your father? Not the Baron. Fun fact, you've seen a falcon lift a cat, so they are fully capable. Good counterpoint.
What is with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeoisie kitty like me. I think you should leave. Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pockets. Well, adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, petite person.
Woo! 30 francs? We're in the money now. Got 59 francs. First, I sell explosives to someone who's breaking a door down. And now I get a murderer off scot-free. I'm doing real well for the Christmas season. Merry Christmas, everyone. You're on a roll. Oh, I know. I'm on a roll right now. Oh. Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon? Your game has been saved. Do you wish to continue? I think end of Act 1 is a good place to leave this. Gonna press the nuke button yourself. It's a shorter stream today. But I'm gonna have some very long streams coming up. Maybe we'll play some Spyro this evening if I feel up for it. But I think that's a good place to leave this game. Let's go raid Stinky. Again, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you again, Barrett, for the gift sub. We'll be back tomorrow for sure with 4 calling birds. Feel free to try and guess what that's going to be. This one's probably a little bit more obscure than some of the last few, but we'll see. Anyway, until then, take care of yourselves, everybody. Merry Christmas. Have a good rest of your day. And let's get that, 3 French murderers. 3 French murders. Yeah, okay. I'm cool with that. Let's get that raid message from Barrett. Now, take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.